All right. Hello. Hello, guys. So, this is me. Right now it's 7:11. Quite the time. So, 7:11, 29th of November 2023, Wednesday. So, today morning I spoke about the Japanese lesson. So, I'm gonna start. I registered for this. I actually got into a course by Udemy for like basic Japanese beginner. So all the other details, it will be long anyways. It will be 30 minutes long. So all the other details will be on the other video. Why I want to learn Japanese and all that, all the bullshit I had done for the many years till now. But now I'm finally here. I finally registered for an official course. Finally, I'm doing this. So today is the first day. Technically, it was yesterday, but yesterday I just checked out the course to see if I'd even enjoy it. So today I'm really like actually doing it. So right now I'll set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm planning to give 30 minutes every day. So consistency matters more. Maybe I'd increase it eventually, but for today it's 30 minutes. Also, one more thing, I'll probably move this around to morning because evening it's about time to sleep. Usually this time I do some light stretching and a slight meditation before I take a shower and then go to bed. So by 7:30 I'm in bed. Today I'll probably be a bit late till 8, which is fine, which is a safe time for me to go to bed because that gives me around 7.5 at least till morning 3:30. So this is all right. I guess I should start. I'll let you guys know more about the details behind this whole thing probably at a later time, but today I'm running out of time. So first day one Japanese lesson. Okay, day one Japanese lesson. That's it. My ultimate goal with Japanese, why I'm learning this, is basically I've always been a fan of Japanese culture because of anime. I got introduced to it, but later got into the music side. I'm a huge fan of many of the rock and metal musicians and bands from Japan, and even pop, I guess. But so my entire playlist, even now, more than 50% is Japanese artists. Probably my favorite 3 bands currently from Japan. Honestly, it's 4. Crystal Lake, One Ok Rock, Bandmate, Nemophila. So those 4 are like my current favorites right now. And yeah, so my ultimate goal is to be able to communicate, and who knows, maybe even someday attend their concerts, and if I can meet them, it would be awesome. And honestly, it's just I want to travel to Japan and be able to speak their language, be able to actually consume their media and music while understanding every word. That's my ultimate dream. And hopefully, since I'm working on music as well on the side, so someday I can cover the songs while actually knowing it, not just like mouthing the words. That's my ultimate goal. Basically, to enjoy what I've always enjoyed anyways, but to a better, more meaningful way. And meet and thank those amazing artists that have, contributed so much to my life. So that's all. All right. I'm gonna start the timer now. 30 minutes. All right, so this would probably be awkward, honestly. I'll just study how I usually study. I'll try not to be self-conscious and stuff. I'll probably talk a bit to the camera as well because it would be weird if I don't. But I'll try to keep it to a minimum so that I focus on the lesson. So this is the reason I'm even recording this is more than just like putting it out on YouTube. It's more about me recording my own journey in the learning. I feel like when I see people who have learned and they, you know, achieved stuff in their, you know, and they put up a video and all, you see the results and it's amazing, it's inspiring. But at the same time, I feel like they are at a, you know, better at a different place. They are just much more talented. They, you know, they had that discipline already, everything. So I wanted to see like how someone like through the whole journey of their frustrations and their inability to do shit and all that, all the frustrations, all the struggles, up and downs of learning a language, which probably take years, and this would probably take me years as well. So my ultimate dream of being able to converse casually in Japanese and understand the songs and music and be able to actually sing would probably take me years from now. And hopefully I can record the entire journey, and this would be like a lifelong thing. I might add different languages as well. I love Korean as well, Chinese. So I do listen to many of the artists as well. So eventually I might add some others as well. So this would be a long year, maybe even decade spanning journey, and hopefully I can keep this up. So this is the start, first lesson. All right, I already wasted a bit of time. So 2 minutes there. All right, let's start. Okay, so my setup currently, it will probably change in time, but for now, iPad. So this is iPad Pro 2020. So this is I'm doing everything on here. I'm basically just reading from here, but most of this course is good in that sense that they have a PDF of everything they speak in the video, and I'm seeing the PDF here. I'm reading it while listening to it on audio form as well, and then I'm writing down stuff here when I have to write it down. So that's more like it. All right, here we go. So the first is they ask you to download the files. I already did that. I have the PDF, everything here. And section 2 is introduction, what is a Japanese language. So this is a video. Let's start with this.
Minasan, オンライン日本語へようこそ。私はオンライン日本語教師の住吉りさです。オンライン日本語は基礎の日本語を勉強する e-learning.
Online Japanese is an e-learning technique material which will teach you basic Japanese language skills. Alright.
日本語の発音。
You can learn Japanese pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar, as well as practice your listening and reading for the JLPT in our videos. This JLPT is the exam. I believe this is like the official Japanese fluency test, and it's available here in India as well. And at some point I want to give this to get that official certification. So this course is actually, they designed it just for this exam. So that's why I got it in the first place. So this is the basic elementary of all. After this I'll probably do the N1, which is like the first level certification. There are 5 levels till N5, so I'll probably do N1 after this. So this is the basic elementary. All right.
文法また日本語能力試験の聴解・読解を映像で分かりやすく解説していきます。この序章では日本語とは何かについて紹介したいと思います。日本語とは主に
Japanese is a language primarily spoken by Japanese people and is mostly used in Japan. All right.
日本国内や日本人同士の間で使われている言語です。
She's familiar.
について正確な統計
I feel like I've seen her before. Why does she seem familiar? Maybe Japanese? Nah. I feel like I've seen her on YouTube somewhere. Maybe.
はありませんが、日本国内の人口および
Although there are no accurate statistics, it is estimated that there are approximately 130 million speakers, including Japanese people living overseas, people of Japanese
日本
descent.
国外に住む日本人や日系人、 日本がかつて
And people living in the regions where Japan used to rule. Alright, got
統
it.
治した地域の一部の住民など約1億3000万人以上と考えられています。続いては日本語の構成について見てみましょう。
Next, let's look at the structure of the Japanese language. The Japanese language consists of hiragana, katakana, kanji, English alphabets, and Arabic numbers. Is it even visible from there? Alright, I'll fix up the setup eventually.
ひらがな、
Hiragana,
カタカナ、
katakana,
漢字、
kanji,
ローマ字や
ローマ字
アラビア数字で構成されてい
and
ます。
Arabic numbers.
まず日本のかな、
First, let me introduce Japanese kana.
漢についてご紹介したいと思います。かなは漢字を元にして作ら
Kana is a syllable which is derived from kanji. So, kanji is these complicated looking symbols, and then kana is those simple ones. And kanji, if I remember correctly, is Chinese symbols. I believe it is originated from China. So, alright, got it.
作られた音節文字です。漢字の形と音を採
It takes the shapes and sounds of kanji, alright?
用しています。かなの
It is said that the literal meaning of kana comes from, which means temporary word, which means borrowed word. Okay, I can't read this stuff yet, so I'll just
意
go
味は
along with
仮
this.
の文字あるいは借りた文字から来ているとされています。
Alright.
かなはひらがなとカタカナに分けられています。ではまずひらがなとはどういうものなのかを見てみましょう。ひらがなは釈字として使われている漢字を極度に相対化したものです。9世紀後半から用いられていました。ひらがなの元となったものは日本の奈良時代を中心に使われていた釈字です。平安京に宮台をした相対化したものです。
Hiragana was developed from the highly cursive script style of kanji, which is used as a borrowed word. Okay, hiragana was developed from highly cursive kanji. Sakuji, borrowed word. Okay.
9世紀後
It has been used since the late 9th century.
半から用いられていました。ひらがなの元となったものは
Hiragana originates from the borrowed word that was used in the Nara period of Japan. Hiragana, Nara. Okay.
日本の奈良時代を中心に使われていた釈字です。平安京に都が移
After moving the capital of
さ
Japan
れ
to
て以降
Heian-kyo,
釈字として使用
the borrowed script became more and more cursive so that it was distinct from the original kanji and become recognized as hiragana. Okay.
されていた
Alright, this
漢
is-
字の相対化が進み、元となる漢
This
字の
history is
相対
flying over my head. Alright.
から独立したものがひらがなとなり、文章を記す初期体系とし
It was then established as a writing system for text.
て確立しました。では、ひらがなの由来を示す
Now
例を
let's
見
look
て
at
みま
examples
し
that
ょ
show
う。
some of hiragana's origins.
こちらのスライドで示したように、
As
ひ
shown in
ら
the
がな
slide, hiragana was derived from the highly cursive style. Okay. Alright. I know, by the way, I'm a bit aware of these symbols. Is it? I'll have to look back later. So, I'm aware of the symbols, the first few symbols of hiragana, the a, I, U, A, O. So I have learned this before, so this is a bit more easy to me. So, but I didn't know they were derived from kanjis, so that's new. I guess it's good to learn things in a structured way. You learn everything, like where it's derived and the origin and stuff better that way.
あは漢字のやすの
As shown in the slide, a in hiragana was derived from the highly cursive style of, I don't know how to pronounce that. What is that? It's a kanji.
草書体から成り立っています。
Alright.
同じくい、う、 え、
う、え、
おも
お。
漢字の総書体から成り立ったものです。
Alright.
続いてカタカナを見てみましょう。
Now let's look at
カタ
katakana.
カナは日本語の
Katakana is a Japanese syllabary which originates from one of the kana systems, borrowed word sakuji. Kana system.
表記に用いられる音節文字のことで、仮名の一種、釈字を起源として成り立ち、10世紀頃から多く使われています。カタカナは漢字の一部を取って作られたものです。では例を見てみましょう。こちらのスライドで示したように、カタカナのあは漢字のあの左側を取ったものです。
As shown in the slide, the katakana character A comes from the left side of the kanji. Okay, alright, I can see. Wait a minute. This is a bit different, man. This is this. Okay, looks somewhat similar, but not really. But alright, I'm not that interested in the history, it seems.
いは漢字のいの左側の部分、うは漢字のうの上の部分、えはえの右側の部分、おはおの左側の部分を取ったものです。
Origin of katakana.
日本語を勉強するときに最初に使うのは日本の
When you learn Japanese, the first thing you use is the Gojuon 50 sounds table that expresses each pronunciation of hiragana and katakana. By the way, this table, this Gojuon table. I don't know if you guys can even see this, but this freaking table, this is the one I needed when I was learning Japanese. Funny thing, when I was learning Japanese from, I believe, from YouTube videos, I actually made my own sounds. I wrote down sounds just like this. In this table, they write the symbol and then wrote the sound in English, like A for A and Ka for Ka. Like that, I actually made sounds just by hearing them pronounce the word and the symbol. I actually made sounds. I wrote down the sounds in English when I was learning Japanese. So I was doing what they have already established very well. So it was a waste of time, I guess. But I did. I was doing something similar while writing down the sounds as in English, like how to pronounce them in English. So this table is amazing. If I knew this shit, I would have probably had such an easier time, and I wouldn't have, quit halfway. Not even halfway, but quit in the start itself after a while, because it was way too, like, I had to write down so many sounds for each word. It was tiring. So this table, for anyone who's learning Japanese, you should probably look at this table, because from the little experience I have of trying to learn it multiple times, if I had this table in any of those times, if I'd seen this table, it would have been a lifesaver. So this table just writes down all the symbols with the sounds. This is amazing shit.
ひらがなとカタカナの発音を示す50音図です。
And here they're teaching it in the first step. So I guess I messed up big time. Big time.
では一緒に50音図を見てみましょう。
Now let's look at the Gojuon table.
こちらは日本語の
This is the Japanese Gojuon table. Alright, I have it here. A, I, U, E, O. The A column, I column, U column, E column, O column.
の50音図です。最も基礎となるのは44個の
The
音
most
節です。
basic sounds in Japanese are 44 syllables.
これらは声音と言います。
These are called seiyons.
これらは声
These are called seiyons, voiceless, clear sounds. So there are 2 seiyons. No, all of them, I guess, are referred to as seiyons. Alright.
声音と言います。 日本語の音声のかな表記の基本となる50音と呼ばれています。おや歴史的仮名遣いのい、えを50音に含めることもありますが、これらは表記は独立していますが、現在の発音による網羅としては、あ行のをます含めることもありますが、
Sometimes it contains an a which belong to the historical Kannada. So this is speaking about history again. Man, all this history stuff is flying over my head.
これらは表記は独立
However,
していま
since
す。
they have the same morae, S-R-E-N-A, ro, the modern Japanese pronunciation, they are not regarded as an individual seion. Alright.
が現在の発音による網羅としては、あ行のお、い、えと重複しているので、独立した声音には含めない場合があります。50音図は日本語の声音を母音と子音とで分類。
The Gojon Teva classifies Japanese seions into vowels and consonants and arranges them on a table vertically and horizontally. Oh, so the vertical column, I'm guessing, are the vowels, and the rows are consonants.
分し、それに従って仮名文字を縦横の表に並べたものです。横一列は母音が揃っており、これらをあだ。
Oh, characters in the same column have the same vowel, so that each column is called a column. What is this? E, U, A, O. So Adan, I think column, what's it?
イダン、
Idan,
ウダン、
Udan,
エダン、
Edan,
オダンと言います。
Odan. So column is referred to as Dan, I'm guessing. So Adan. All the characters, alphabets in the same, that belong to the same column, have the same vowels. So there are 5 vowel categories: Adan, Idan, Udan, Edan, Odan. Alright, got it.
縦一行は子音が揃っており、これらを
Characters in the same row have the same consonant, so that each row is called A, Ka, Sa, Ta, Na, Ha, Ma, Ya, Ra, Wa, and literally and M.
あ行、か行、
So Gyo, I'm guessing Gyo refers to row. So Dan refers to column, Gyo refers to row. So Adan, Idan, Udan, Edan, Odan, then Agyo, Kagyo, Sagyo, Tagyo, Nagyo, Hagyo, Magyo, Yagyo, Ragyo, Wagyo. Alright,
か行、
man.
か行、
Oh, my IT van is hurting again. What
か
the?
行、ま行、や行、ら行、わ行と言います。
Got it.
はいずれの行、段にも属し、
Doesn't belong to any row or column, but it is typically placed next to row nowadays. No, this is not Wagyu. I guess is the only column in the last row. It has no, and it is only in the A column, and there are no E, U, A, and O columns for the last one. Okay, and this is usually put in the Wagyo row, so the last row. Nowadays, interesting.
しませんが、近代ではよく和行の次に置かれています。
Alright.
漢字は古代中国
Kanji
で
are
発明された
characters.
文字です。
Kanji are characters that were invented in ancient China. Alright. So, introduced into Japan at the same time the Korean peninsula as well.
古代におい
Kanji.
て
In ancient times, kanji was introduced from China to Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and other neighboring countries.
中国から日本、朝鮮、ベトナムなど周辺諸国にも伝わり、その形態
And used as a writing script for each language, such as Japanese.
機
Alright.
能を利用して日本語など各地の言語の表記にも使われています。 現代日本の漢字は中国の漢字
Nowadays, Japanese kanji is very similar to Chinese kanji, but some of the characters were uniquely invented in Japan. So doesn't this make, like, if you know Japanese, you can probably, it would be easier for you to learn Chinese? Somewhat? And probably if you know Chinese already, it would be way easier to learn Japanese. I wonder if that's true. If any of you in the comment section, which is empty right now, like if any of you guys are aware of this, let me know, because this is interesting. So maybe once I learn Japanese to an extent, it might be easier for me to learn Chinese, I guess. Maybe.
字にとても似ていますが、日本独自で作られた漢字もあります。また、日本の漢
Also, Japanese kanji have usually two readings, which are called the phonetic reading and the Japanese reading.
字の読み方には2種類あり、音読みと訓読みと言います。音読みとは
Oiyomi is the phonetic reading based on the sounds of the original kanji. Okay.
漢字の字音による読み方です。こちらは中国の漢字の発
It sounds like the pronunciation of the Chinese kanji.
音に似ています。例えば、文化、
Bunka,
愛、
ai. The first word any anime fan learns, probably. Ai. The one on Gaara's head. I guess this kanji was the one on Gaara's head. Alright, got it.
などです。訓読みと
The Japanese reading is the native Japanese pronunciation of the kanji character.
は個々の漢字をその
訓読み
意味に相当する日本語の固有の読み方です。この発音は
This
漢
reading
字
has
の
nothing
元
to do
の
with the
発音には
original. This reading has nothing to do with the original kanji sound.
関係ありません。日本独自の発音です。
This is a
例えば
pronunciation of the Japanese, for example.
水、男、
Mizu, otoko, otoko desu, and woman, onna. I guess woman is onna. Yeah, onna.
女など
Onna.
です。
Yep. Mizu,
女、
mizu, otoko, onna. These symbols would be a pain in the ass. All right. Yeah. Probably have to memorize them. I hope they have a table for kanji, so I can just memorize straight from there. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of work.
などです。続いては日本語の外来語について
Next, I'll introduce Japanese loan words.
紹介します。現代の日本語にはよくカタカナで組み
In modern Japanese, many words consist of katakana.
立てる単語が見られますね。例えば、
For
ノー
example
ト、
Notebook, radio, note. Notebook. Hey, it's notebook. Note.
ラジオなど
Radio. So radio to radio. A. I guess they pronounce it A as A. This is pretty interesting because in my own dialect, by the way, I'm from the like the Adi. There are like a lot of tribes in Arunachal Pradesh, and there are major, minor tribes, and I am belong to the major tribe Adi, and our like we don't. I guess we don't have a language because it doesn't have a written form on its own, but we have like a dialect, and when we write it down, we use the English words and convert the English words, just pronounce it differently, basically. So A, we also, when we write in the local dialect, my Adi at least, A is written as A. So A is pronounced as A. So even the Japanese, they do the same thing. They say, instead of saying radio in English, in Japanese it's a radio. Radio, ra. Actually, using my own Adi dialect, we might actually pronounce radio as a radio as well. This is interesting. I wonder the people who came up with my dialect, which is like very recent, it's just one generation or at most 2 or 3. I wonder if they knew about Japanese. I wonder if they got inspired from outside and stuff. Or maybe this is like a universal human, some DNA shit going on.
です。
Maybe.
これらの
Just
単
maybe.
語は外来
These words are called loan words. Okay, I know about loan words.
語と言います。外来語は他
So loan words are called gairaigo. Gairaigo. Loan words were borrowed from other languages and came to be incorporated in the Japanese language. This happens to every language.
他の言語より借り入れられ、日本語と同様に日常的に使われるようになった言葉のことです。主に西洋諸言語からの借用であり、
They are mostly introduced from Western countries and are mostly written in katakana. Okay, loan words are mostly written in katakana. Okay, alright.
カタカナで表記されることが多いです。外国の人名、
The names of people, places, and products from overseas are mostly expressed as loan words. I see. Makes sense.
地名、海外から引き入れた商品名などは外来語で表示することが
Gairaigo.
多いです。例えば、
Tatoeba. For example, tatoeba. Tatoeba. 例えば、私はデニエルです。Okay, this is stupid. Alright.
コーヒー。この
This word comes from coffee. Coffee in English. Honestly, I'm not. Okay, I should have made this clear before, I guess. So English is not my, I'm not a native English speaker, as you can obviously guess. English is more like my third language. Yeah, it is. But I'm much more fluent in English than my other languages now, because we did study English for the most part. All our education system, everything is English, and I myself, as someone who's into YouTube and internet, has got exposed to a lot of Western culture and Western influences and stuff with my music and everything. So, and I love writing as well, writing stuff, scribbling, poetry since I was like a very young teenager. Because of all that, I'm better in English than my actual other languages, my first 2 languages, which is Adi, my own dialect. That's my first mother tongue kind of thing. And second is Hindi. Hindi, I am okay, but here it's okay. Here in Arunachal it's okay, but outside in the rest of India, the South Indians as well, they suck at it, Hindi. They aren't good at it as well. So but the middle India, central India, and the North India, especially North India, they are good at it. Because that's where Hindi is spoken the most. So Hindi is actually, खाना खाएगा क्या? Like मेरा नाम Daniel है. So it's very awkward for me, because especially when I speak in front of camera or in front of people who I know are good at it, I get more self-conscious. But I can speak it enough to be understood and to understand the other person's. Oh, it's already 30 minutes, but I guess I'll go on for a bit more because I'm saying all this stuff. So basically, that Hindi, My first language is Adi, second language is Hindi, and third is English. But because English was taught to us since we were young, and our whole education system was English, so I did my graduation and all. So, and because of my own self-interest, it's mostly because of my own self-interest that I got very good at speaking in English. Although when I say good, it's good in compared to the, to my peers here from Arunachal. So outside and all, I don't know where I'm at which level I'm at proficiency wise, but here I'm pretty confident that I'm at least somewhere near the top. So yeah, I myself, I feel I'm decent, when I see YouTube. Other than on general, when you look at Asian countries, I think I'm pretty good, man. I think so. I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah. So third language English. So my accent, my pronunciation and stuff, my understanding of English is probably nowhere close as a proper native. And despite that, like it's kind of weird that I'm trying to learn a completely different language based on my proficiency in English, which is my third language as well. So yeah, so they're pretty complicated. So I guess I already know 3 languages, and I can understand some bits of Assamese as well, but I'm not proficient enough to call it my fourth, which is a shame, because I could have called myself a polyglot. Is that the word? Polyglot, something. So most people here, actually it's just not me, but most of my peers know Hindi, English and their local dialects. So 3 languages is kind of common here. It's just most of them aren't as good as me in English. So let's continue. I'll probably continue for like 10 more minutes maybe. Alright.
単語は英語のコーヒーから来ました。
This word comes from coffee in English. News,
こ
okay.
の単語は英語のニュースから来ました。いかがでしたか？日本語とは何かわかりましたか？
Did you get an idea of Japanese? What Japanese is? Yep. She seems friendly. It's something I admire in people. People who can. I guess it's something you get because of your profession. Because when you are in a work like this, you probably have to smile. So you develop that smile, that business kind of smile. But despite it, probably many people have the skill, but it's still an amazing skill because I don't have it. Like being able to speak and smile casually while speaking. It's such a nice thing to have. Maybe I do it subconsciously, but when I want to, I can't. So, but I bet she can, like just smile casually while speaking. I need to relearn how to smile as well. This is where I'm at, people. This is where I'm at. Alright.
オンライン日本語の入門
In the beginner course of the online Japanese, I will further explain how to read and write hiragana and katakana.
後編では日本語の基礎、ひらがなとカタカナの発音と書き方について詳しく説明します。先生と一緒に楽しく日本語を勉強しましょう。
Let's enjoy learning Japanese
以上
together.
オンライン日本語の序章
That was the introduction of the online Japanese.
でした。皆さんお疲れ様です。
Oskari shimasu. Is that? Oskari shimasu. Minasan oskari shimasu. Okay, minasan I know everyone. Oskari shimasu. Oskari.
ありがとうございました。
Arigatou gozaimasu. What was her name again? Ah, fuck it. So that's intro. I might as well end it. How long is this one? Oh, it's just 1.5 minutes. But it might be too much to digest. Alright, you know what? Let's just end it here. The video is already too long anyways. So that was my introduction. Not much, like just bare introduction and my first day recording Japanese. So I'll just stop it here. Probably see you guys tomorrow morning. I'll try to wake up at 3:30. Let's see how that goes. You'll know. Because once I upload it, you'll know. So honestly, You know what would be the best thing if I had like a camera that just like, or an app that just records. I can put a template on my videos and then on the titles and stuff, and it automatically picks the title, picks a good, you know, cover art, and just does the shit for me. Even if it's not the most creative, if it just does like the basic shit, I'd probably love that, so that I don't have to waste time, you know, writing the title, coming up with the title, uploading it and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm lazy, but that's the me I'm trying to overcome. So as for a start, would be nice, honestly. You know what, someday I'll get an editor and an assistant for myself. Okay, by the way, assistants, now that we're talking about that, for the longest time, I think since I was really young, I always dreamed of having an assistant, like an amazingly capable assistant. And now that, like, and that was way back, way back, you know, maybe because of movies or somewhere I've seen, and it was so cool to me to have someone assistant. And I, as you guys know, with my eye issues and stuff, I always had issues with mundane things, you know, everyday life. Small things I have issues with. Bigger things I actually learned how to deal with, but small things are still a pain in the ass for me. You know, small, like it's so tiny and everyday thing that it's even hard for me to mention. But like small things, yeah, those are the annoying stuff. So I always dreamed of having an assistant. So with the AI generation now, maybe my dream would be fulfilled. You know, because a human, unless I pay them really well, I doubt they would be so like adaptable or so willing to, like, you know, take care of all this small stuff. Or maybe they do if they pay them well. If you're an amazing person, maybe you get amazing assistants. But you know, AI is here. I already use that AI there. If I name her, she'll respond. So she's good though. The microphone is really good on that Amazon's AI. So anyways, this was my first day of Japanese class, and yeah, the video is already freaking long. It's already almost an hour, but necessary, my dear. All right, good night. I'm off to bed. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow morning. My throat is getting stuck. Dry. All right, see ya.